Hey, it's Clark, and in this video, we're talking about 3 of the best manifestation techniques that you can use and walk away with after this video. Start using to manifest whatever you want into your life. I used to be at a point of where I would try every single technique out there, and there's a lot of them on YouTube. We've given a lot of them as well. But I want to preface this whole video by saying that the manifestation process is always the same, regardless of the technique. It's like if you go into the gym doing a chest workout, you can hit the chest from different angles, but there's only so many muscles there. I just lost half the people there because they're like, this guy looks like a bro and he's talking about working out. Give me the manifestation stuff. I'm a hippie at heart. I shop at Whole Foods and I have crystals, okay? Just understand that the intention you're doing with the techniques, they're all somewhat similar. It's about picturing yourself greater than your current environment, which is hard for us humans to do, and seeing what you want your life, yourself, your partner, your situation, whatever, to look like down the road. If you want to get really deep, we're merging timelines here. Most people think time is linear, past, present, future. So they base their decisions on where they are today in the future based on what happened in the past. But you need to base decisions based on where you want to be, not where you've been. Otherwise, your life's just going to kind of repeat the same cycles over and over again. That makes sense? So what manifestation is you're just taking yourself in the present and you're not neglecting the past, but you're almost merging all these like this. You're stacking them on top of each other. When you start getting into like quantum physics and all that versus the Newtonian linear fashion, you actually start to see that. But for the sake of brevity, we're not going to get into quantum physics here. So that's why manifestation is so cool, is because you can consciously kind of create your future today. And so yeah, it helps to have a few techniques to think greater than your current environment, to kind of get beyond yourself, as Joe Dispenza would call it. But that's why I like these techniques, not necessarily because they have some like magical power to them and it's like voodoo or witchcraft, but it just adds structure, especially if you're a beginner or you're someone who wants that structure. So you're not just sitting there and being like, what do I want? What do I want? Okay, feel the emotions, blah, blah, blah. That makes sense? So the first best technique is the 3-6-9 method. This one comes from Nikola Tesla, who was obsessed with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Girls want to drink wine, but he said if you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, you would have the keys to the entire universe. Pretty intense statement for those numbers. And he was obsessed with a thing called vortex math or vortex numbers, where basically if you divide a circle at multiple ways, you get 3, 6, and 9. So what you do for this, you take out a blank paper. I use the journal, which we have videos on. You just turn to a blank slate. All you're gonna do is choose 3 things. 3 things that you want to manifest, okay? And these can be tangible: a new job, a new house, more money, a relationship, or these can be intangible feelings that you want about yourself: more confidence, people respect you, when you talk, people listen, affirmations. Those are just as important and good too. So choose 3. It's like a genie with 3 wishes, you get 3 right here. You're gonna review these affirmations 6 times a day. I know, that sounds like a lot. So you might wanna take out your phone if you really wanna be intense type A with this. Set timers 6 times a day to go off, or reminders, and review these affirmations 6 times a day. What about the 9? You're gonna focus on them, each one, for 9 seconds each. That's 3, 6, 9. I will say there are variations of this. So if you want, you can write 3 things that you want and review them 6 times a day for 9 seconds each. But instead of just looking at them, right, you can actually rewrite them again. So you're writing those 3 things 6 times a day, and that'll take about 9 seconds each. Now, why the OCD? Clark, isn't this obsessive? What the heck? Well, when you look at how your subconscious mind, right, which is like an iceberg, 80% of your thoughts are beneath the surface. You think 60,000 thoughts a day, right? Most of those are subconscious. They're in the background because it takes a great deal of conscious effort to think, to notice things. You got a reticular activating system that's filtering out every single thing until you notice it. So that subconscious mind can only be programmed through 2 ways: emotions and repetition, okay? Repetition is the one we're focusing on there. Now, yes, you should have those 3 things that will convey strong emotions to you, right? You should feel emotions to those, like, yes, oh, I can't wait for that. That'd be so cool. If you don't have that, it's probably not a good one. But the repetition is really what's gonna ingrain it. Now, when I tell my coaching clients, I ask them to do affirmations. And I say, throw out the ones that suck, right? If you don't resonate like me with the "I am a divine angel of the infinite loving universe." Yeah, you probably shouldn't be saying that. Make them sound unique and tailored to you. Hell yeah, I want that. And the repetition's so key. Clear on the 3-6-9 method? Good on that. Video down below if you want to go deeper. Second biggest technique for beginners. This one is so cool. Some would say it's overrated. I would say it's properly rated, and most people just butcher it. That is a vision board. My printer ran out of ink. Again, we have a video on this down below if you want to go deeper on this. I think vision boards are awesome. With vision boards, I like to think of you as a dream character, okay? Just like in a movie or a video game, right? And you're controlling that character. So what would the character, if you're making the film, the movie of yourself in 5 years from now, what would they have? The people, the experiences, the emotions. And you take about 10 of those images, and I just put this on a blank Pages document on there, and I find them on Google, and you kind of have this vision board right here, and I paste it in the back of my journal so I can review it every single time I'm coming to the journal. And again, same principles apply here, repetition and emotion. So you're seeing it in the back cover over and over again, you're kind of reminding yourself of that dream character, and the emotions there, because you chose those images, they're unique to you, and you know what they represent. So what this does is it adds, like most people write down their goals, which is good. I got them right there. A lot of people, they're just words, and it's hard for you to conjure up images. You know that saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? When you add images to it, you're adding more emotion. Again, you're creating that dream character, you're choosing 10 images that represent it, 10 things that you want to manifest, 10 traits that you want to manifest. Because I think a lot of times too, this law of attraction, manifesting stuff, the camp can get a little materialistic. And I don't think that's what it's about at all. And ironically, the more you manifest and the better you get at it, the less material your manifestations become. It's natural when you don't have a car, or you don't have the house, or you don't have the money or whatever, that's what you're gonna put on there probably, right? Because you're lacking it. But then once you get it, you realize, oh, this didn't fill me up in that emotion that I wanted. And emotions and feelings are really the things that you're after at the end of the day. That's the only reason why you want the material stuff to begin with. So you can kind of shortcut it all and just go after that. We got one more. This is identity shifting. And this is very deep and something that we definitely don't have another 10, 20 minutes to dive into. Just like that vision board where you're creating what I call that dream character, I call this the 2.0 version of you. Okay, so maybe everything you're doing right now is fine. It's good if you want to kind of stay at this level. And in order for you to get to that next level, it's going to require a different version of you. And so I call that the 2.0 version of you. If you know my story, you know 2018, 2019 was kind of a couple rough years for me. I was on the road, I was touring back to back. I got sucked into the whole like internet marketing seminars, and the more you pay attention kind of speak. Just hung around a lot of people that, like, when I really snapped out of the illusion of it, it was all smoke and mirrors and I would never want to be like. And so once I finally broke away from that, I was like exhausted, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so burnt out. And then I just thought, okay, well, what would I want to talk about? Like, if I was going to quit and start over, what would the 2.0 Clark do? And I created it. And I sat there and I said, well, I'd probably move out of Seattle, doomy and gloomy. I'd probably move somewhere sunny where I had some friends. I'd probably just find a way to get paid to read, talk about these ideas. Like, that's what I do in my free time. But why don't I just talk about those on YouTube? And I ignored all the thoughts that said, oh, people won't like that, or oh, the spiritual stuff, it's too esoteric, or people are gonna judge you for that. And I just said, screw it. I'm into it. I moved here to Scottsdale, Arizona with my girlfriend, got a social circle now, built up the YouTube channel over the past year and a half of like content that I just love, launched a coaching program where I'm serving people and working with them closely, like one-on-one. Why I'm telling you that story about a manifestation technique? Because it works. When you create the 2.0 you, and again, you base your decisions based on where you want to be, not where you are, that's the best manifestation technique there is. Einstein was a hell of a lot smarter than me. He said, what? You can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it, can you? And so that's what these techniques are. They're getting you to think greater than your current environment, to not solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it, but to think bigger based on what's possible, based on that 2.0 version of you. I know how hard that can be. And so if you'd like some help with that, that's really what we do in our coaching program, based on identity shifting, based on creating that 2.0 you. It's 6 weeks, so we walk you through the sequencing of it. We build up that 2.0 with you, so you don't even need to know what that is coming into it. We've had over 100 people now go through it. We have great success stories. If you want to see them, I'll link link down below a little application and page where you can hear people in their own words talking about it. I think that's more powerful. And apply if you're into it. And if, you know, my schedule gets a little full, but if we have room, then you and I will hop on a call. We'll just talk more about your situation and if we can actually help you. That's in the link below. And those are my 3 best manifestation techniques for beginners. Thank you for watching. I believe in you. Go crush this and stop settling. Start living. See ya.